What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel where we don't talk about it, we breathe about it. So today I'm going to talk about friendships and what you should look for, what you should avoid, some of my personal experiences. So something I want to start off by saying is, you guys, your intuition is usually the first thing that you should listen to. Now, sometimes that can be off, and sometimes you get a vibe from someone because certain people, it takes them a minute to warm up to you, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with, being patient with friendships. However, if you get a vibe, my rule is normally 3 times. So like, for example, if you reach out to someone on 3 different occasions and it seems like they're busy or every time, or they don't really follow up with you, then trust that intuition. And at that point, I would say distance yourself. Now, something sometimes that might sound really immature that I have to do sometimes is I'll just delete people's contacts. That way I don't have to look at their name. I don't have to be tempted to contact them. And even if I wanted to, I don't have their phone number to even do that. So, keeping the 3 rule has really worked for me personally. And then the other thing is just, if you're feeling like someone might always have an excuse to why they don't want to hang out or something, point blank, they don't want to hang out with you. And that's okay, you guys. So at that point, what's good and healthy to do at that point is to distance yourself. And then what I try to do is really focus on the friendships that do matter. Focus on the people that are putting an effort in. Focus on people that are contributing to the friendship. And I'm not saying keep tabs on anything by any means, but it needs to be mutual, and also, be understanding. If someone has to cancel, that's totally fine. At the same time, if they're not really following up, or you just, you're getting a weird off vibe from them, just let that go. And, another thing that I've learned with maturity and grace is it's okay to let someone go and not have any negative towards them. Something also that I want to point out to you guys is, don't ever, in the back of your mind, hope something bad happens. Don't ever be like, oh, well, that girl didn't want to be friends with me, so I hope that she's sorry, and I hope that she has friends that treat her like shit and she learns her lesson. Don't ever put those vibes out there, you guys. I mean, just let someone go. Let the situation go. And sometimes, we're so quick to, voice how we feel and be like, well, I just feel like you're just a bitch or this or that, Try to really stem away from the negative feelings, the trash talking. Sometimes what I like to do too is just to take a couple of days to really evaluate things. And typically when you take a couple of days, not only are you over it, but sometimes you don't even want to say the things that you felt the need to. So that obviously comes with maturity, but that's part of why I'm here. I'm here to kind of help give you guys a little bit of direction on some different areas in life. And something that I am very, very, into is just letting stuff form organically. If you feel like there's nothing wrong with putting yourself out there, but you definitely want friendships to really form organically. So something like this kind of happened to me recently, and I'm such a sensitive person. I got my feelings really hurt, but then I prayed about it, and God was like, listen, you have some solid friendships in your life, and you have some people in your life that you should really be thankful for, and focus on those ones. Just focus on the positive. Always focus on the positive in your life. Even if there's an ugly situation, or you get your feelings hurt, or you want to say something, be the bigger person. Actions speak louder than words, and you don't always have to voice your opinion. So letting stuff really form organically is kind of the way that, everything in life should be, whether it be a job, a friendship, a relationship, or whatever. And the other thing is, I think that once you let go of people that you feel like don't really serve a purpose in your life anymore, you're opening up room in your energy for better relationships, better friendships, more opportunities. Don't try to focus on something for too long, It's okay to grieve in your own way or be upset for a couple of days, but typically, you guys, try to let stuff go gracefully, and then you will see that good will come from that. And that's kind of the natural way, I call it the yin and yang of the universe. If you just, you're like, this isn't really serving me right, let it go gracefully. Have your upset moment, but don't be upset at them or with them. That's just them. And don't take it personally. Something I've noticed with me is I'm loud, I'm crazy, I'm obnoxious, I have my vulgar moments. And it's one of those things where people usually either love me or they can't stand me. They think I'm annoying, they think I'm loud, they think I'm obnoxious and all these things, which I, will openly admit and own all of those qualities, And I get my feelings hurt sometimes because it's like, you wonder, well, why doesn't this person like me? Why doesn't that person like me? It's okay. It's not you. It's not you. Remember that. It's just them and their wants, and they got their own thing going on. And that's another thing to consider too is, like I said, being patient with people. Stuff always comes up. People do have their own lives, and sometimes people don't know exactly what you're going through, and you don't know exactly what they're going through. For example, they could be going through a breakup, or they could be swamped at work, or just whatever the case may be. So like I said, whenever you're graceful about something and you hold your tongue, sometimes you'll be very surprised too. I've had friendships before. Like I said, there's a friendship, for example, in my past where I did that exact thing. I just kind of gracefully let her go. Didn't give her an explanation. She didn't do anything wrong, you guys. I just felt like that friendship wasn't really serving me. And so I kind of just let it go. And then I get a phone call from a mutual friend of ours. And she's like, hey, did you, let go of this friendship, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, I did. And she goes, well, why? And I said, first of all, I don't need to give an explanation to why. And secondly, I said, she didn't do anything wrong. I'm not mad at her. I'm not angry at her. I'm not upset with her. I actually think she's an incredibly beautiful person, a great mother, and I really wish her well in life. I think she's awesome. Just, I no longer felt the need to have that friendship in my life. And her response was so funny. She was like, oh, okay, because what is somebody going to say to that? It's one thing to trash talk. It's another to just be kind of open about it and be like, I just kind of wasn't feeling that friendship. And usually people will be very receptive to that. So fast forward months later, this person ended up coming back into my life and saying, I really want you in my life. I really miss you, and I'm sorry if I ever made you feel some type of way, or if I did something to make you not want to be my friend. And it was so crazy. It was like, okay, that shit's under the bridge. I'm over it. Like, we're good now. Like, okay, awesome. She's putting forth an effort now. And then since then, that effort has stayed consistent from her end. So now I have a wonderful friendship. And like I said, and that's the good thing with when you're graceful about things and you don't always say what's on your mind. And you kind of just let it go, that sometimes those people will return into your life better. And sometimes, the best things are sometimes unspoken things, and giving someone space and distance can be not only good for you, but good for them as well. And sometimes, what the saying is, absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's true too. I mean, sometimes you realize down the road, that you want to connect with that person again, and that's okay. But something that I've always tried to maintain was, even when I've heard that people were saying nasty things about me and this person doesn't like me and that, just remember, you guys, you can't please everybody. You just can't. You can only please yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you can't count on other people's relationships and company to make you happy. And that's one of my biggest messages that I want to reach out to you guys is find that happiness from within. You really need to spend some time alone with your thoughts and everything, because then clarity comes into play. And sometimes, taking a break away from everything is really good for you. So I challenge you to really try that. And then some other things, you guys, is don't critique something that everybody does. No friendship is going to be perfect, first of all. Every single person in your life is going to hurt you in some way, shape, or form. And you really have to find the ones worth suffering for. That's one of my favorite quotes from Bob Marley, and it's very, very true. When my son battled cancer, I had some friends that were absent in my life, and they just weren't there the way that I needed them to be. But I forgave them, and I'm so happy that I did, because those people have come forth, and I didn't lash out at these people, like I said. I really was careful about, okay, you don't want to be negative, lead by example, be mature, be graceful. And sometimes you don't have to say those things, and those people have come forward in my life and apologized. And that is the wonderful thing about forgiveness, you guys. Forgiveness isn't for the other person. It is for you. And you also find that the closer you come to Jesus and to God, he really helps you through those times and helps you navigate which way to go. And just remember that everybody goes through times when they need space and this and that. So that's okay as well. Just go on your merry way and, focus on something else for a little bit. And it's never a bad thing to focus on yourself, first of all. I hate it when people, like to throw the word around as being selfish. Like, no, you have to be selfish in life, 100%. I'm going to tell you that right now. But yeah, there are some friends that I have that, we don't like super connect, or they might annoy me once in a while, or they do things that I'm just like, that's kind of annoying, or that's not something I would do, or whatever. And, you really got to take the good with the bad, and the bad with the good. It goes hand in hand. You're not going to get along with all of your friendships all the time. Remember that. And something that I really want to voice to the younger demographic is that, you always have to look at a situation, a fight, an argument, a confrontation as, was this person being malevolent within their actions, or was it just negligence? There is a huge difference, you guys. If you look at a situation and you're like, wow, that was really, really painful, but you know what? I know that person's a good person, and I know that it wasn't something that they did to intentionally hurt me and to be mean. And then there's also a difference where you can straight off the bat be like, that was vindictive, that was malicious, that was malevolent, that's not okay. And in those instances, once again, sometimes you got to let those friendships go. And you will find that when you let go of those things, you're freeing yourself of that negativity. You're freeing yourself of having anxiety. And that's another red flag. If you have anxiety around people, or you feel like you have to hold back, or you can't be yourself, or there's certain things in your life you can't share with them, that's a red flag, and that's the universe or God, whichever way you want to interpret that. That is them telling you that that's not, that you always have to be authentic. And if people are always critiquing you, or you feel like you're walking on eggshells around this person constantly, let them go. Let them be on their way. And you can continue being yourself. Something recently, that I kind of evaluated was on my Instagram. I'm a Christian woman now. I'm not perfect by any freaking means. Never claimed to be. But, I have a lot of sexy pictures on my Instagram. And I had a guy at one point say, well, look at, you want a good guy in your life, but look at the stuff that you're posting on Instagram. What image are you portraying? And I thought about it, and I was like, wow, he's right. I have a lot of sexy photos on my Instagram. Maybe I should take those down. And I really thought about it for a couple of days, should I take them down? Do I want this type of it? But then I was like, you know what? No. Because I'm proud of those pictures. And let's all be real. We like feeling sexy. We like feeling cute. Everybody likes that attention. I don't care who you are. Everybody likes it. So for me, it was one of those things where I kind of evaluated it for a minute. I was like, wow, he's right. And then I started thinking, you know what? No. I'm not going to take those down, and I'm not, if somebody's going to judge you just strictly based on what you dress like, or how you talk, or some of the actions that you do, that's not right. You can never judge anybody, first of all, but you really, if people just know you on Instagram or on social media, do they really matter? You know what I mean? people on social media don't really matter. Kind of like when you're friends with someone on Instagram and then you meet them in person and it's like crickets, like super awkward. Like, does that person really matter? You know, do these people really matter? So sometimes you really gotta pray and listen to those voices inside that are telling you, you know, I'm getting a weird vibe from this, or, you know, I think that this friendship could really, you know, develop. And sometimes the weirdest friendships for me have happened that were the most rewarding and most wonderful friendships I could ever ask for in my life. Just because I was simply, you know, like I said, some people are very introverted. And with me, you know, I'm an obnoxious person, so a lot of people kind of take a little minute to fill me out. And then usually when people actually get to know me and get to know who I am, they fall in love with me. And so I have one of my very best friends in the entire world, Amy, I love you. And it took her a minute to kind of warm up to me. And, you know, I was just always cordial towards her. I'm not a kiss ass, but I was always cordial to her. And that really paid off because she is a solid friendship that I will have for the rest of my entire life. And, you know, so it was just really rewarding, and my patience really paid off. So I hope some of those tips were helpful towards you guys. If you have questions or you're going through, you know, something, please comment down below and let me know. I would love to help you out. And yeah, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for new juicy stuff. Hope you guys are having a good day.